Okay, so I was digging through my parts bin to see what kind of stuff I could reuse for the speakers. So I found these banana plugs. I must have used these about 10 years ago. So I can reuse these, and I have a bunch of matching ones. So as you can see here, nothing too fancy. Can't get it in camera. And so I went ahead and bought some speaker cable. This is from Amazon, C&E in-wall speaker cable. Because the speakers only cost $130, you don't want to go out there and buy expensive speaker cable for it. It's just not necessary. Really, the proportion of what you should spend on these items here, these accessories, shouldn't cost more than the speakers themselves. That's just crazy. Now, if your speakers are like $1,000, $2,000, then maybe you want to upgrade your speaker cables, but really you don't need to. These are adequate. The only thing you need to worry about for speaker cables is that you have thick enough gauge to move the electricity the distance that you want. So for instance, if you have an amplifier that's 200 watts, you're gonna need a thick gauge to go the distance. If you have an amplifier and a speaker combination that's only maybe 100 watts, then you can do with a smaller gauge. You can go on the internet to figure that one out, what gauges are required and things of that nature. But I got 14 gauge, only so that it was easier to manipulate. A 14 gauge is pretty thick as it is. And I'm getting in-wall speakers. You get this nifty white cover, PVC jacket, that's rated for in-wall use, so that you know that it's fire retardant. Not that I've ever seen speaker cables catch fire, but it's good to have it in a nice durable jacket. And these particular ones are stranded, so it's nice and flexible, as you can see, since I made this nice loop. So that's what I'll be using. These are 14 gauge in-wall speaker cables. Okay, so that's the first thing I did, was I went and found these banana plugs, got some cable, I'm prepped. Okay, that's the next thing I found was this here, and this is a Turtle Beach Amigo. Now there is a Turtle Beach Amigo 2 that's more recent, but this is what I had in my parts bin, and I was thinking, well, what the hell did I buy this for? So then I go back and I remember, oh, I had a laptop way back when, and I was trying to play my music off the laptop instead of trying to go with a PC, because obviously putting together a PC has loud fan noise and all that other stuff, and it's big and it's bulky and it's expensive. So I just used a spare laptop because I had a lot of spare laptops way back when. And so this allowed me to go from, I think I used Winamp using an ACO driver to ACO for all, and then output to the Amigo driver. I think that's what I did, and then it went to this optical. This is an optical adapter, so it's a 3.5 millimeter optical output, and you have to turn it on from within the driver. You have to tell it to output SPDF. So then it'll change to optical, and then you can put a Toslink on here, and that can go to your DAC. Now, I had mentioned in my other video, I don't have any modern DACs to use, or any USB DACs. Well, I do have a USB DAC, but it's not modern. But so I was going through my parts bin, and look what I found. Technology from 1993. Cool stuff. So, in case people don't know what these are, you're too young. Basically, you sent your optical to something like this back then, and this cleaned up the transmission. Basically, back in the day, before they really knew how to really manage the jitter out of digital transmissions, you use things like this to clean up your jitter. You cleaned up your interface from your source. So in my case, my source is my PC. Hopefully, Windows 7 will bypass the K mixer, and it'll come to here, right, via the optical or coax In my case, I'll be using, I guess, in an experiment, I'll be trying this using, I guess, J River or even iTunes. J River you have to buy, so that's $50. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll try it out. Output from here, optical, using I have some optical cables. I didn't bring it out, just generic optical cables. And I can go into here, and then from here it kind of cleans it up, reclocks it, gets the jitter down to a more manageable state, and then it goes into this. This is a Theta Cobalt 307. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. It's been banged around in the box somewhere. Hopefully it's still functional. And you got these cables here for inverted phase. Just you never know when recording studios are too busy to look at their phase and recorded things out of phase. It's happened before. Probably not so much in more modern recordings, but in the past. So that's why they had this phase button here. And I have the optical coax, and so I'm using coax. So I'll be going to optical to this box here, and then sending it over to here via coax, and then from here into my amp. And that will be an experiment. I might actually set that up to begin with, to break in the speakers. You need about 10 to 30 hours of break-in on the speakers. So maybe I'll just, heat these babies up, get them hot, and playing background music or something like that. So this is good use of some old stuff I had laying around. It's gathering dust, hasn't been used in probably 15 years. But I still have it, so that's good. So I'll try this thing, optical out, and I guess I'll have to try bite the bullet and pay for J River. $50. That's $50 I could have spent towards a more modern USB DAC, but that's $50 I could have spent towards better speakers. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm waiting for the speakers to be shipped to me. So we'll see when that happens, and I'll make the update video. Thanks for watching.